So making connections. You know, the value of social media is in the connecting, not necessarily in the dollars raised. It's like anything with communications. You tell the story, you tell the story, you tell the story. One day you get a donation and you're not really entirely sure which story got that donation going. And it's frustrating because you want to measure it, you want to say, we do our newsletter, and it costs this, and it translates into this amount of donations. There's not a one-to-one connection like that. And social media is going to be the same way. You're going to connect, you're going to connect, you're going to connect, you're going to connect, and then one day you're going to get an endowment gift 10 years from now. And it maybe was because of what you did in 2010, you know, and you'll never necessarily know that's how that gift came to be, all right? So when you use your fundraising, or you create your fundraising strategy online, think about that. It's not a one-to-one, you know, interaction equals dollars, but also you need to engage before you ask. All right, last year I watched kind of in horror as lots of YMCA's said, we're in an annual campaign, please give. Come on, our annual campaign's coming to an end, please give. We have made our goal, please give. Well, would you do that if you walked into a party and just said, hi, I'm Laura, can I have $50 for the Strong Kids campaign? Of course. No, it's a predetermined audience here, but you wouldn't do that, right? You tell your story, you'd engage, you'd ask them what they're interested in, you connect the passion with their interests, and then you go, oh, and by the way, you know, the YMCA can help do that. Do that same thing online. The rule of thumb, and this is my Laura Dow rule of thumb, 3 or 4 whys before you ask for money. You know, I mean, 3 or 4, this is what we do, this is who we do it for, here's a story of somebody whose life was changed, here's, you know, here's pictures from an event where people's lives are being changed, and now, by the way, you can help support this great effort, right? And then, you know, again, another 3 or 4 why you should give before you ask people to give, all right? I'm going to actually kind of go quickly through this because I know we're a little short on time today, but one thing about making connections, social media is social. That's the most important word, not the word media, which means that social means you go back and forth. If you're the one talking all the time, you're not very interesting, right? You're that guy at the party. Don't be that guy at the party on Facebook, right? Respond to things that are good and bad and indifferent. You know, if somebody takes the time to comment for you on Facebook, say thank you, say that's great, say something. Just really acknowledge the fact that they kind of are sort of implying some support of you by just the fact that they are posting on your Facebook page or, you know, responding to you on Twitter, and take advantage of that and nurture that relationship. It's many to many. We talked about this a little bit at lunch. Camp leadership is a great example of, they don't want to be the end, they want to be the hub. You know, they're kind of the thing that people come to, the camp leadership, and then connect off somewhere else. And they don't have to be the be-all and end-all. Well, your Y social media presence, your camp social media presence, can be that. If you are the connecting point for the alumni from the summer of camp of 1974, brilliant. You know, you don't have to be everything that they're about. They may go off and have their own page and talk to each other and organize events and stuff. You don't want to get in the way of that. You want to say, that's fantastic, and how can we help? And how can we be a link to that? How can we keep one eyeball on it? You know, how can we nurture that? But you're not the end, you're the hub, right? You're the middle of it, you're not the ultimate goal.